Ubiquitous, being present everywhere. Ulterior, not so pertinent as something else to the matter spoken of. Ultimate, beyond which there is nothing else. Ultimatum, a final statement or proposal as concerning terms or conditions. Ultramundane, pertaining to supernatural things or to another life. Ultramontane, beyond the mountains, especially beyond the Alps, that is, on their Italian side. Umbrage, a sense of injury. Unaccountable, inexplicable. Unaffected, sincere. Unanimous, sharing the same views or sentiments. Unanimity, the state or quality of being of one mind. Unavoidable, inevitable. Unbearable, unendurable. Unbecoming, unsuited to the wearer, place, or surroundings. Unbelief, doubt. Unbiased, impartial as judgment. Unbridled, being without constraint. Uncommon, rare. Unconscionable, ridiculously or unjustly excessive. Unconscious, not cognizant of objects, actions, etc. Unction, the art of anointing, as with oil. Unctuous, oily. Undeceive, to free from deception as by apprising of the real state of affairs. Undercharge, to make an inadequate charge for. Underexposed, insufficiently exposed for proper or full development, as negatives in photography. Undergarment, a garment to be worn under the ordinary outer garments. Underman, to equip with less than the full complement of men. Undersell, to sell at a lower price than. Undersized, of less than the customary size. Underhanded, clandestinely carried on. Underlie, to be the ground or support of. Underling, a subordinate. Undermine, to subvert in an underhand way. Underrate, to undervalue. Understate, to fail to put strongly enough, as a case. Undervalue, to underestimate. Underworld, Hades. Underwrite, to issue or be party to the issue of a policy of insurance. Undue, more than sufficient. Undulate, to move like a wave or in waves. Undulous, resembling waves. Unfavorable, adverse. Ungainly, clumsy. Unguent, any ointment or lubricant for local application. Unicellular, consisting of a single cell. Univalence, monovalency. Unify, to cause to be one. Unique, being the only one of its kind. Unison, a condition of perfect agreement and accord. Unisonant, being in a condition of perfect agreement and accord. Unitarian, pertaining to a religious body that rejects the doctrine of the Trinity. Unlawful, illegal. Unlimited, unconstrained. Unnatural, artificial. Unnecessary, not essential under the circumstances. Unsettle, to put into confusion. Unsophisticated, showing inexperience. Unspeakable, abominable. Untimely, unseasonable. Untoward, causing annoyance or hindrance. Unutterable, inexpressible. Unwieldy, moved or managed with difficulty, as from great size or awkward shape. Unwise, foolish. Unyoke, to separate. Upkeep, Maintenance. Upbraid, to reproach as deserving blame. Upcast, a throwing upward. Upheaval, overthrow or violent disturbance of established order or condition. Upheave, to raise or lift with effort. Uppermost, first in order of precedence. Uproarious, noisy. Uproot, to eradicate. Upturn, to throw into confusion. Urban, of or pertaining to or like a city. Urbanity, refined or elegant courtesy. Urchin, a roguish, mischievous boy. Urgency, the pressure of necessity. Usage, treatment. Usurious, taking unlawful or exorbitant interest on money loaned. Usurp, to take possession of by force. Usury, the demanding for the use of money as a loan, a rate of interest beyond what is allowed by law. Utilitarianism, the ethical doctrine that actions are right because they are useful or of beneficial tendency. Utility, fitness for some desirable practical purpose. Utmost, the greatest possible extent. Vacate, to leave. Vaccinate, to inoculate with vaccine virus or virus of cowpox. Vacillate, to waver. Vacuous, empty. Vacuum, a space entirely devoid of matter. Vagabond, a wanderer. Vagrant, an idle wanderer. Vainglory, excessive, pretentious, and demonstrative vanity. Vale, level or low land between hills. Valediction, a bidding farewell. Valedictorian, student who delivers an address at graduating exercises of an educational institution. Valedictory, a parting address. Valid, founded on truth. Valorous, courageous. Vapid, having lost sparkling quality and flavor. Vaporizer, an atomizer. Variable, having a tendency to change. Variance, change. Variant, a thing that differs from another in form only, being the same in essence or substance. Variation, modification. Variegate, to mark with different shades or colors. Vassal, a slave or bondman. Vaudeville, a variety show. Vegetal, of or pertaining to plants. Vegetarian, one who believes in the theory that man's food should be exclusively vegetable. Vegetate, to live in a monotonous passive way without exercise of the mental faculties. Vegetation, plant life in the aggregate. Vegetative, pertaining to the process of plant life. Vehement, very eager or urgent. Velocity, rapid motion. Velvety, marked by lightness and softness. Venal, mercenary, corrupt. Vendible, marketable. Vendition, the act of selling. Vendor, a seller. Veneer, outside show or elegance. Venerable, meriting or commanding high esteem. Venerate, to cherish reverentially. Venereal, pertaining to or proceeding from sexual intercourse. Venial, that may be pardoned or forgiven, a forgivable sin. Venison, the flesh of deer. Venom, the poisonous fluid that certain animals secrete. Venus, of pertaining to or contained or carried in a vein or veins. Veracious, habitually disposed to speak the truth. Veracity, truthfulness. Verbatim, word for word. Verbiage, use of many words without necessity. Verbose, wordy. Verdant, green with vegetation. Verification, the act of proving to be true, exact, or accurate. Verify, to prove to be true, exact, or accurate. Verily, in truth. Verity, truth. Vermin, a noxious or troublesome animal. Vernacular, the language of one's country. Vernal, belonging to or suggestive of the spring. Versatile, having an aptitude for applying oneself to new and varied tasks or to various subjects. Version, a description or report of something as modified by one's character or opinion. Vertex, apex. Vertical, lying or directed perpendicularly to the horizon. Vertigo, dizziness. Vestige, a visible trace, mark, or impression of something absent, lost, or gone. Vestment, clothing or covering. Veto, the constitutional right in a chief executive of refusing to approve an enactment. Vicarious, suffered or done in place of or for the sake of another. Viceroy, a ruler acting with royal authority in place of the sovereign in a colony or province. Vicissitude, a change, especially a complete change, of condition or circumstances, as of fortune. Vie, to contend. Vigilance, alert and intent mental watchfulness and guarding against danger. Vigilant, being on the alert to discover and ward off danger or ensure safety. Vignette, a picture having a background or that is shaded off gradually. Vincible, conquerable. Vindicate, to prove true, right, or real. Vindicatory, punitive. Vindicative, revengeful. Vinery, a greenhouse for grapes. Viol, a stringed instrument of the violin class. Viola, a musical instrument somewhat larger than a violin. Violator, one who transgresses. Violation, infringement. Violoncello, a stringed instrument held between the player's knees. Virago, a bold, impudent, turbulent woman. Virile, masculine. Virtu, rare, curious, or beautiful quality. Virtual, being in essence or effect, but not in form or appearance. Virtuoso, a master in the technique of some particular fine art. Virulence, extreme poisonousness. Virulent, exceedingly noxious or deleterious. Visage, the face, countenance, or look of a person. Viscount, in England a title of nobility, ranking fourth in the order of British peerage. Vista, a view or prospect. Visual, perceptible by sight. Visualize, to give pictorial vividness to a mental representation. Vitality, the state or quality of being necessary to existence or continuance. Vitalize, to endow with life or energy. Vitiate, to contaminate. Vituperable, deserving of censure. Vivacity, liveliness. Vivify, to endue with life. Vivisection, the dissection of a living animal. Vocable, a word, especially one regarded in relation merely to its qualities of sound. Vocative, of or pertaining to the act of calling. Vociferance, the quality of making a clamor. Vociferate, to utter with a loud and vehement voice. Vociferous, making a loud outcry. Vogue, the prevalent way or fashion. Volant, flying or able to fly. Volatile, changeable. Volition, an act or exercise of will. Volative, exercising the will. Voluble, having great fluency in speaking. Voluptuous, having fullness of beautiful form, as a woman, with or without sensuous or sensual quality. Voracious, eating with greediness or in very large quantities. Vortex, a mass of rotating or whirling fluid, especially when sucked spirally toward the center. Votary, consecrated by a vow or promise. Votive, dedicated by a vow. Vulgarity, lack of refinement in conduct or speech. Vulnerable, capable of receiving injuries.